Each year, millions of Americans make bets on sporting events. In fact, the American Gaming Association says betting through online platforms is expected to increase 29% from last year.
That's a big increase. And while sports betting is not legal yet in Maryland, it is on the ballot this November. A lot of people have been waiting for this. WJZ is live at the stadiums downtown tonight. Paul Gessler on question 2 and where some of the money generated could wind up. Paul.
Hi, Rick and Denise. So professional leagues have embraced fantasy sports and warmed up to sports betting in recent years. Now Maryland voters can decide whether to legalize it statewide. It's the second of 2 statewide ballot questions. Question 2 asks Maryland voters to approve sports betting. The last poll suggests Marylanders are split on it.
Or at least they were back in February, but we also haven't had the time for it to be publicly framed in terms of a revenue generating mechanism for education.
Question 2 will put millions into Maryland schools.
Ads running now are focusing on education, where sports betting revenue would go to drum up support.
People are consistent in their approval for increasing funding towards education, and they often identify education as the #1 issue facing the state.
All the bad things that people thought were going to happen have not happened. There's no reason why we shouldn't have sports gambling as well.
State Senator Chris West says the money will wind up in the same education lockbox slot revenue does now. He argues Maryland loses that money to neighboring states who have already approved such measures.
Maryland sort of sticks out like a sore thumb, and the same thing's happening with sports gambling that used to happen with gambling in Maryland, which is the people who want it go to other states.
Instead of just letting them just cross over the state line, why not keep the money here?
I think it's great for the state. I mean, it's going to be a lot of proceeds will go back to the system, schools.
Governor Hogan last week told NBC Sports Washington he thinks the question will pass at a time the state really needs it.
I don't know exactly what it's going to look like after it comes out of the legislative process, but you know, right now, as states are really lacking revenue, it's another potential source of revenue.
Back live now. DraftKings contributed $250,000 to support this measure. So far, no groups have raised money to oppose this question. We're live at the stadiums downtown tonight. I'm Paul Gessler for WJZ.